Wasn't until they put the spear in his side when they said, surely this must be the Messiah. And 3 days later, he rose again. You can't keep a good man down. But here's the kicker, is that you couldn't keep the men around him down either. One get up, they all get up. And the reason that we don't preach this to you very well on Easter is because we don't understand it either, honey. I'm just going to be real honest with you. The Bible says that Jesus was raised again and all these other bodies were raised again too. What'd they do? Go home, have cornbread, go to the store? Nobody knows. Lazarus was a good friend of Jesus and very much his sisters Mary and Martha. But even though it had started to stink on day 4 and even though they were kind of upset, you couldn't keep a good man down. And when Jesus said, Lazarus come forth, he had to yell at everybody to take the grave clothes off of Lazarus. Because nobody paid no attention to the miracle. They paid attention to the grave clothes because they were looking at the wrong thing. And so are you. You can't keep a good man down. Peter invited himself out onto the water. Jesus didn't call him out there, but Jesus let him come on out there and see that faith could keep him up on top of the water. And he said, keep your eyes on me. And you know what Peter did? Like when people tell you not to look over there and you do, he looked. And then he looked down and then he started to sink. But Jesus come and gave him his hand and raised him back up. Why? Because you can't keep a good man down. My personal favorite is Elijah. When Jezebel and Ahab are set out to do away with all the prophets in the land, and some of them they succeed with, Elijah begins to hide and become afraid. But one day he has a reckoning up on Mount Carmel, and he whoops everybody's behind from here to Timbuktu and back to the kangaroo where you put air in your tire. You know why? That was a good old-fashioned prophetic butt whooping. They probably didn't have gas stations back then, but you get the point. And the point is that you can't keep a good man down. I'll end with this. You ever been to the South or you live in the South and you see the man that rides his lawnmower all the way to the gas station, no shirt, no shoes, no problem. He's got a Diet Coke in one hand and a Bible in the other, and he's just riding on the only thing he's got to ride on. To the gas station. And he's the happiest lark you ever seen. You know why? Because he might not have much, but he's got the glory of Jesus, and he's got a Bible, and he's got salvation, and he's got joy that the devil didn't give, and he can't take away. Because why? You can't keep a good man down, and he might win the Powerball come Saturday.